real quick side note. Do you guys know where the hell pi came from? Don't say from the oven. Don't say from Marie Callender's or whatever. They make some good pies. If you take any circle, I don't care how small or how big, cut the earth in half. It's not quite a circle, but it's close enough. And you take the distance all the way around it, and of course, what is that distance known as?
The circumference.
Circumference. And you divide it by the diameter, right? Yeah. It's Canadian. Divided by the diameter. Every time, no matter how small the circle was or how big the circle was, they kept getting the same damn number, 3.14, blah, 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 blah. The Egyptians did 22/7, I think, as an estimate. The Greeks had their own estimate. Everybody had an estimate. Now we got supercomputers, so we can go out to the millions, whatever. Right? You guys semi with me? Did anybody know that? Do you guys? So pi must have come from somewhere. So it freaked the shit out of early mathematicians that no matter how big or how small the circle was, if you took this distance divided by this distance straight across, you always got the same damn number. So of course we gave it a symbol. Damn, that thing is freaky. And we just chose the symbol, and we like Greek letters, so we just chose the symbol pi for it. Why not? Right? I don't know if some of you guys are like, I could have lived my life and never known that. I would have been just fine. I'm like, come on, man. It should be interesting about, why is it pi? Where the hell did it come from? All right. But this is just saying to solve for r. This one's much easier than that one is because there's no multiple terms here. There's just the one term. How do you get r by itself? I need to get rid of 2 and pi, and the whole operation is currently what are they all doing to each other? Multiplying. So to kill the things I don't want, I just divide by the stuff I don't want. Die. Done. That was nice. So if you take any circle and measure it all the way across and divide by 2 times pi, you'll get its radius. I don't know why I just don't measure the radius directly at all. Yes, r equals c over 2 pi. I just always flip it to have the variable by itself on that side. It doesn't matter, right, which side the r is on.
My question, how I know is we have to divide, not like this one, like
What's the only operation in here?
divide, like.
No, what's the only operation in there? When they're standing next to each other, they are doing what to each other? What are they doing to each other?
Divide.
No, that's what I'm going to have to do. But what are they doing when they're sitting next to each other? They are multiplying. And my whole thing about solving equations is canceling all the stuff I don't want, opposite operation.
So it's just assumed when there's no equation symbols there that it's multiplied.
No, it's not assumed. It's how we set it up, but you're right.
Yeah.
So I don't see a plus, I don't see a minus. It must be multiplication. I like it. All right, let's see. What about the third one? Yeah, I gave you some pointers up at the top there. Anybody know this one? Area of a triangle. Because the area of this guy would be base times height, right? And a rectangle's easy because then its height is equal to the side. But if you have something that's been sat on or something, one of these parallelograms. All right, is everybody cool with that? Area is base times height there. And a triangle is going to be half of any of these things. Bam! That's that. Oh, it's nothing major. Right? Okay. Do you have to know all that shit to do this? No. You didn't even have to know this is an area formula. It just says solve for, what was this one? B. Well, what's the first thing I should do? And a lot of equations we're working with, this equation has what in it that makes it a little bit worse?
A fraction.
A fraction. So one of the first things you could do is just kill it. How do you kill that 1/2? Multiply by 2. Die. And now how do we get b by itself?
Divide
divide by h. I want to leave b, so I want to kill the other dude. Die, dude. And do the same thing to both sides. B equals 2a. 2a over h. The more you understand how to solve equations where there's only one variable in it, the more you'll know how to do these because they're the same things. Let's see, let's do that last one. We'll worry about inequalities probably next time. What did it say? Oh, C plus WY equals A. I just made this one up. And I want to solve for y. So again, as a student, when you're sitting there watching me do stuff, right? You got to key in on what's making me do what I'm doing. First thing I look for is where is the variable at that I'm solving for? It's in this term. Why is that term not by itself? Stupid C. You guys see what I'm saying? So how do I kill that C?
C minus.
Subtract C. You're saying C minus, I thought you were grading my work. So that's gone. So we got WY equals A minus C. And then what's the only thing left in my way? You have Y by itself.
Divide by y.
Divide by W.
I want Y by itself. I want to
divide
kill
by
the
W.
other dude.
Yeah.
W times Y, so I'm going to divide by W. So I leave my poor little Y alone, right? So find the term that has the variable you want. Get that term by itself, because then you can just divide by whatever's with that variable. You almost always want to divide last. Fractions are gross enough. Can you imagine fractions that are made of only letters just running everywhere? You want that? No, I don't want that. Right? That's how you get that. You don't want that. So you try to divide last, so you don't have to deal with it. Okay, maybe. What I always get though is somebody does this. So that's the right answer. Here's the last thing I'll say, and then I'll let us out here. Out into the un-air-conditioned world where things go crazy. I always get somebody do this. Oh, that's right. You're down there. All right, I've made a mistake. This person has made a mistake.
Think about that.
What's the phrase for equations? Whatever you do to one side,
You do it when
you must also do it to the other side. So if you wanted to do this, you'd have to do this. Right?
Yeah.
I can't pick and choose who gets affected. I got to do it to the entire side. And now I don't think I want to do it anymore. Right? Right? So then don't do it what we did. You almost always want to divide last. Otherwise, you have to deal with these little internal fractions that you shouldn't have to. Maybe. Okay, so next time we'll get into the inequality stuff. So real quick. I can't let go. I'm sorry. Which one of these is bigger? And I would use this symbol. Is that cool? Because this says -2. Doesn't it look like an L that fell over?
Yeah,
That's less than, because it's an L that fell over. So -2 is less than 1. What if I divide both sides by -1? Which one's bigger now?
2.
So how do I write that? The other way, right? So when I divided by -1, what happened to the symbol? It flipped. Because when I divide by -1, I change the side of 0 it's on. So the one that's bigger is now the one that's smaller. So when you do inequalities, the only difference in solving an inequality is that if you divide or multiply by negative, your symbol has got to switch. Why? Because it does. That's how numbers work. So that's how variables work, because variables are numbers.
A negative times a negative would equal a positive.
Totally.
And a negative divided by another negative would be positive.
Because the negatives cancel. Kick ass. All right, that's enough. Sorry. That's plenty. I'll see you guys tomorrow.